Every money-saving video on YouTube is going to tell you to make your own coffee, cook your own meals, cancel your Netflix, stop buying avocado toast. And look, those things are fine, they're not wrong, but you already know them. You've heard them 100 times. And if they were going to change your financial habits, they would have done it already. This is not that video. These 5 things are backed by behavioral science and consumer psychology research. None of them involve depriving yourself of anything you enjoy, and most of them cost you nothing to implement today. Tip 1. Check your bank balance every morning. I know, that sounds like the opposite of what you'd expect from a money-saving tip. Most financial advice tells you not to obsess over your money, but the data says something interesting. Research consistently shows that people who check their bank balance daily spend significantly less than people who check weekly or monthly. Not because they're more disciplined, not because they earn more or care more about money, but because knowing the number changes the way the brain behaves for the rest of the day. The number acts as an anchor. When you know you have £340 left until payday, your brain factors that into every spending decision you make, whether you consciously think about it or not. The coffee you almost bought at 11 AM, the lunch you were going to order on Deliveroo, the thing you nearly added to your basket at lunch. None of those are conscious, deliberate decisions driven by your bank balance. But the awareness of that number quietly shapes them all. When you don't know, when you have a vague sense that there's money in there, but you couldn't tell someone the figure, you spend more freely. Because in the absence of a specific anchor, your brain defaults to optimism. Check your balance every morning. It takes 15 seconds. The effect on your spending throughout the day is disproportionate to the effort. Tip 2. Delete your shopping apps. The average UK consumer impulse spends over £1,000 a year through mobile shopping apps. And before you think that doesn't apply to you, impulse spending doesn't feel like impulse spending when you're doing it. It feels like a reasonable decision in the moment. That's the point. It's not because people are weak-willed or bad with money. It's because the apps are specifically engineered to remove every possible barrier between a desire and a purchase. Saved card details, one-tap checkout, no confirmation screen, no moment of friction where you have to stop and think. The desire appears and the purchase happens before your rational brain has had a chance to weigh in. Buying something on a laptop is different. You have to open a browser, navigate to the site, find the item, enter your card details, go through a checkout process. That friction takes 3 to 5 minutes. And research shows that adding friction to a purchase eliminates a significant proportion of impulse buying, because by the time you've gone through the process, the initial dopamine spike has often faded. Delete ASOS, delete Amazon, delete any shopping app you find yourself opening out of boredom. If you genuinely need something, you can buy it on a browser. The things you buy on a browser are almost always things you actually wanted. The things you buy through an app at 11 PM are often things you regret by morning. Tip 3. Switch from contactless to chip and PIN. Research published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that contactless payment increases spending by 12 to 18% compared to chip and PIN. Not on big purchases, where you'd notice. On the small, everyday ones, coffee, lunch, a quick top-up shop, where it feels like it doesn't matter. The reason is something called the pain of paying. When you physically insert a card and type a PIN, your brain registers the transaction more deliberately. There's a moment, brief, almost subconscious, where you acknowledge that money is leaving your account. That moment of friction acts as a minor psychological brake on spending. When you tap, that moment doesn't exist. The transaction happens before your brain has registered it as a loss. The money is gone, and your brain barely noticed. Tapping feels free, because evolutionarily, your brain hasn't caught up to the fact that tapping a card is the same as handing over cash. You are not bad at managing money. You are using a payment method that is specifically designed to reduce your awareness of spending. Switching to chip and PIN doesn't require any new apps, any new habits, or any willpower. Just go into your banking app, find the contactless settings, and turn it off, or simply make a habit of inserting your card rather than tapping. Tip 4. Unsubscribe from brand emails. The average UK consumer receives over 50 brand marketing emails every single week. ASOS, Zara, Amazon. Each one is an engineered trigger, a flash sale, a limited time offer, a discount code with a countdown timer, a "we miss you" email with 20% off. They exist for one reason: to create a desire you didn't have before you opened the email. Research shows that direct exposure to brand marketing emails increases annual spending by £300 to £500. Not because you buy something every time you open one, but because repeated exposure to products and sales keeps those brands in your mental consideration set. So when you're bored or stressed or just scrolling, they're the first places you go. Marking as spam doesn't fix the problem. The emails keep coming. They just go somewhere you occasionally still look. Tip 5. The quarterly direct debit audit. The average UK person is currently paying for 2 to 3 subscriptions they have completely forgotten about, averaging £30 to £50 per month in total. That's up to £600 a year, leaving your account for nothing. A gym membership from January that you used 4 times and stopped going to in February, still being charged every month. A streaming service you signed up for during a free trial and forgot to cancel, still being charged, all still quietly taking money from your account every month without you noticing. Here's what to do. Open your banking app, navigate to your direct debits and standing orders. Every bank shows these. Look for a payments or manage section. You'll see a list of every recurring charge leaving your account. Go through every single one. Ask yourself 3 questions. Do I use this? Do I need this? Do I even remember what this is? Anything you can't immediately justify, cancel it. Then set a reminder in your phone to do the same audit in 3 months. Because new subscriptions creep in, free trials expire into paid plans, and the list grows again without you noticing. 5 tips, none of which involve making your own coffee. Check your balance every morning. The number anchors your spending all day. Delete your shopping apps. Friction is your friend. Use chip and PIN instead of contactless. The pain of paying is real and useful. Unsubscribe from brand emails. They're engineered to make you spend. And audit your direct debits every quarter. The forgotten subscriptions are real and they're expensive. None of these require willpower. None of them require you to give up anything you actually enjoy. They're all changes to the system around your spending, not demands on your self-control. Subscribe. Next week, I'm covering the 50-30-20 budget rule. You've probably heard of it. But does it actually work on a real UK salary in 2026? The answer is more nuanced than most people think. That video is next Tuesday. Drop a comment below. Which of these 5 are you going to try first? And if you've already been doing any of them, let me know if they actually worked. Genuinely curious. See you Tuesday.